Are we on?
Yep, we're on.
Sorry, I
Hello,
don't have
ladies
a.
and gentlemen.
Sorry, I don't have a live thing on my side.
Yep, it's
Hello, people of the
alive.
internet. Oh, there it goes. Now it just came up. Fucking delay. Um.
We don't care about your crotch, Jim. We're trying to talk about whether or not we're live.
Ah.
But yes, hello,
Welcome
ladies
to
and
another
gentlemen.
video.
Welcome to another review here on Part of the Mind. I'm ChrizatheMole. Joining me is James Phoenix.
Hello.
And as I was saying, yeah, we're here to discuss. We're going to do the first 9 roughly round table ish to talk about stuff we like, didn't like. Then we're going to discuss episode 10 as its own thing,
Mm,
because we feel like we're going to discuss the hell out of that one more than we would anything else. And we're not going to go all the way through each episode. We're just going to say stuff we'll just talk about them and stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, this is Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel.
it is. Super.
Yep. First thing I'll say, which I'm probably going to mention these every year we get to a Super,
Of
change
course.
the freaking theme song.
Hmm.
I just want a different theme song. Even other shows have done that before now, like Batman when it went to the Robin and Batman Adventures and all that stuff changed the opening and the people. This can do the same. Ninja Turtles 2003 when it got ruined and became Fast Forward, which luckily means the 2003 one was still cool. Fast Forward wasn't. They still had a different opening. They could have easily done an opening of Super Ninja Steel and changed it up a bit. I think they've changed some of the video a little bit just to include the super stuff, but come on.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, that's usually what they do is they change up some of the visuals to include some of the stuff from the new season, but the song is always the same.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel the song should be different, or at least contain the word super a couple of times.
Yeah, which would make sense to me. I completely understand that.
Or just for the old throwbacks, like we discussed in the other one, and they always like to do Go Go Power Rangers. Just do the stronger and before, go super, then
Yeah,
go straight into the new
yeah.
song.
That would
Do
work.
well, the old song.
Yeah.
Just bugs me that they don't do that. But yeah, I'm gonna say this series started really the 10 episodes. We will be
Mhm.
discussing episode 11 to 20, whatever the hell it is, when we get to the end of the series.
Yep.
I can't remember if it's 22 or 24 or
It,
26, something like
it's
that.
usually 22.
That's fine. Does that include the Halloween and Christmas?
Yes, because it's 20 standard plus Halloween and Christmas.
Cool. But yeah, like I said, it started well. The first episode was really good. I like that where they got the Super Ninja Steel, and you get to see them back in civilian life and all coming back together, and then they're getting the superpower up, and it feels like it's a new series. And the last series did kind of feel like a season finale.
Mhm.
So it feels like a season opening, which is great. It's not just, oh yeah, we're still doing this, which is good. And so was it Sledge came back?
Yep, Sledge and his crew, which is interesting because that simultaneously to bring back characters that people liked a lot, it also confirmed what people suspected, and that was that Dino Charge, or at the very least the world they ended up in at the end of Dino Charge with the dinosaurs being alive, was a separate universe to anything else in Power Rangers continuity.
That was all. That was a fact. Only because the next season there's no dinosaurs.
Right. Well, we didn't see dinosaurs. I didn't mean they weren't there. It just meant we didn't see them. But that having Sledge there kind of confirmed everything that okay, this is because he came through the portal that went off. And it's like, oh, okay, so that was another universe. So that really kind of
Yeah,
solidified that.
and yeah, that's what I know. So I figured when there was no dinosaurs, and you figured okay, it's not. I figured it'd be like RPM where it's its own little universe,
Yeah, yeah, which worked.
which is fine because it belongs with RPM. Ironically, the multiverse ones are some of the worst ones, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like I said, now I will admit, Sledge didn't do much. He just showed up to give her a new minion. That was basically his role,
He
is
fixed
to
her
bring her
ship.
a. Yeah, but he didn't do much, is what I mean. Like, he didn't fight the Rangers. We didn't get a team up. Because when I saw him, I was like, okay, the Dino Charge Rangers are going to team up against him. This is going to be a team up episode. Like, like if you're watching, I don't know, if you're watching Dino Thunder and you see Lothar for the first time in an episode, Ninja Storm's right going to be around the corner.
Yeah,
It seemed weird that they didn't do that.
I'm
But they
wondering if they.
explained it. They explained it as, oh, this is where he went through the portal when he fought the Rangers.
Yeah, Although I wouldn't be surprised if something like that ended up happening, if only because they did set it up for him to have a reason to come back later. Because when he finds out that the Super Ninja Steel's not in that meteor that he bargained for, he's going to be kind of pissed off.
Probably. But he's always pissed off. Yeah. I don't know why he's going now when I'm talking, but yeah. I
Sorry,
said, he's all. Can I talk? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I said, yeah, he's always angry. That's kind of his thing. But yeah. The start episode was a great episode, and the first couple, like the first 5, were really fun when I was getting through them, and they were more the group adventures, which I like. And I've mentioned that to Jim. I don't think they can write single people stories anymore.
Yeah, the single people stories usually tend to be weaker.
I mean, one of these in episode 8, I want to say, it might be 7. It was somewhere between 6 and 9, at least. I know that much. But yeah, the Pink Ranger had an episode.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was so stupid. Pardon me. This episode was so stupid. Because she goes around the track on a hoverboard and wins a prize when competing against people who aren't using hoverboards. And you're like, okay. And so, yeah, I won this nice and fairly. And part of me's like, no, you didn't. Yours has rocket thrusts. What the hell? And then it gets revealed by the enemy that she cheated and used a speed star, so she used magic, which is cheating as fuck. And she didn't reveal it. The enemy reveals it. But because the 2 Vulcan Skull idiot ones cheated, and at the end, and it gets revealed, it's haha, it's funny, let's chase them and assault them. And you're like, she clearly cheated. She's one of the ones that cheated. And you could make the case, well, she learned her lesson. But yes, you didn't give them the chance. She didn't learn it straight away. She had to go on a journey. Let them learn their lesson. Don't go, oh, this is the same thing I learned. Boo, how dare you do what I did.
Yeah.
That whole episode was stupid.
Yeah.
I will admit, the one with, I think it was the Red Ranger, when he was in detention, was kind of fun, although didn't really do much.
No,
The
not really.
lesson was Vulcan Skull people used nets, and oh no, the Red Ranger stole a compass, and the teacher goes, oh no, I looked at surveillance footage from a camera, which is in a really weird angle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And she's like, yeah, clearly you didn't cheat. The net whipped it perfectly into your bag. So no one stole it. It was an accident. I'm sorry. You know, this is so convoluted and stupid.
Yeah, that's a little.
But it was fun watching it.
It was.
But what episodes have you liked so far? Without mentioning the obvious.
Yeah, I don't have a list in front of me. I'm trying to remember exactly what the episodes were, besides the ones that you brought up already. That's the problem. It's like,
Does not compute.
I know. I don't have the list. Hang on,
I can pull it up.
Okay, I can pull it up too. That'll turn off my camera if I do.
That's why I was saying that. Because now it just looks like shit. More so, but yeah. Steel. Episodes. There we go. And it's not letting me. There we go. Hello, Jim.
I remember the hoverboard track one. I'm trying to remember.
You remember that one?
I do remember that one. It's like, yeah, it's like you're using a hoverboard.
Yeah, and also, like I said, she used magic and a hoverboard.
That too.
Then
I feel like one would have been enough cheating. I feel like she didn't need both.
yeah, and then she basically bitches out the other 2 for cheating. And then she gets a second chance, even though she cheated, to break his record. And the teacher's like, nope, his record's completely gone now he cheated. I'm like, so did she. She just told you this.
Yeah.
Why are you so stupid?
No, think about it. Isn't that kind of the same thing that happened in the episode where they, and I can't remember if it was from last season or this one, when, I think it was from last season, but the episode where he was playing tennis against the White Ranger and he cheated at that too.
Oh yeah, he always cheats. That's kind of his thing, is he's a dick. But it's weird because the White Ranger wasn't cheating, so the lesson made sense. But his was just magic and machines, and she's like, "Boo! He used slightly less weight. How dare he?" And you're like, "Really?" But number 2 was the moment of truth, where Calvin forgot his anniversary.
Right. Yeah, that's the relationship episodes are always kind of sweet. They normally have a decent lesson in them, even if they're, isn't a super amount of development. They always tend to work.
Normally they do. That one was stupid with the web of lies, and it's like, oh, he keeps lying, even though they've just told him the enemy feeds off
On
lies,
lies.
and yet he's still doing it. And you're like, no, you could have easily told her. But then there was tough love with the street performer.
Mm.
Doom Wave, the aquatic monster tidal wave thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was that one, Game Plan, where they go inside a video game.
Oh, right.
I was disappointed that didn't look like a game when they were inside it.
Mm.
There was Attack of the Galactic Ninjas, The Need for Speed, which is the hoverboard, Caught Red-Handed, I just mentioned, and Outfoxed, which is episode 9. Oh,
Gotcha.
I say that because we know what the number 10 is.
Right.
But yeah, that hoverboard one was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not fun. I will admit they did have one thing that was funny, which is why the first episode probably my favorite one so far.
Mm-hmm.
Where because they farted against an enemy, and then the enemies let them go, they figured farts make monsters go away, and they made fart in a can that they sold as monster repellent. It didn't work.
Yeah, they did. That was funny.
Now, I did think the teacher at the end was kind of dickish. The same thing with the Rangers when they're like, "Boo, that's so selfish. Boo, let's get rid of them. Boo, haha, they've got no money." You're like, okay, they're kind of selfish and they made money. But to be fair, one, they thought it would work. They had a reason. And number 2, they donated £1 million to the fucking school. The school has no place to go. How dare you be selfish? You only gave us £1 million? How dare you?
Well,
Like,
first,
really?
they did have to give it back.
They did. They had to give the money back. But that's what I was on about. The teachers and the students were laughing when they had to give it back. And the teacher looked at them and was like, you guys, I was like so annoyed by them. They were like, yeah, fine, you can come back to school, and act like they'd done something wrong when technically what they did makes sense from a realistic standpoint.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is one of the things I've mentioned in the past. Like when we go to, like when you look at Bulk and Skull in the past, they were constantly doing things that weren't necessarily make sense and good.
Right.
These two weren't, and you're like, well, okay. Besides making money off it, but to be fair, I'm pretty sure Wes is friends with someone who's in a group that did that. Hell, he's the son of someone who did that.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
But I think that's something Power Rangers should do. On a side note,
What's that?
they shouldn't have police.
Okay.
They should have Silver Guardians in every city, like a franchise. They established a police force that can deal with some monsters. Logically, why not have them show up and at least shoot at the monster or try and help people in the background, but still have the Rangers do their job? You know what I mean? Because it's like that should become the police of this universe.
That would make sense. And if they did that, that would help lead into the theory that the Silver Guardians eventually became the Earth branch of SPD. So
That doesn't make much sense.
no, it's just a theory.
Yeah, a lot of those theories just don't make sense. And the second you mention any facts, I'm like, well, I don't care. It's a theory. You can't disprove it. And you're like, that's literally what you can do with a theory.
Yeah. It is going to make sense. At the very least, it would make sense that a lot of people who were Silver Guardians might have joined SPD once they set up an office on Earth.
Maybe, but you also have to think SPD with how far in the future it was, and with what's happened in Power Rangers, there hasn't been a Silver Guardians anywhere in any of the other cities.
True.
So you're like, oh, okay. I don't even know if they're still around, to be fair. More on that later, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is. But yeah, like I said, the first few episodes were pretty good so far. I'm enjoying Super Ninja Steel.
Yeah, it's gone well so far, but it is kind of doing
You,
the thing that I've seen some of the super seasons do, where it starts off and reestablishes everything that's going on, but then you know it always seems to be that there's not a proper balance of story and filler. They seem to, especially in the super seasons, they tend to get to the super ones, and while there's like maybe a couple major story points over the course, but then it's like a lot of filler episodes. And this case, they did pretty good because they had like the opening, which was stuff, and then they had a few filler, but then the Galactic Ninjas was a major plot point, so that kind of balanced it out a little bit.
I'd argue they're all major plot points so far, kind of, because as it's happening in the background, you're seeing Madam, whatever her name is, whatever her
Oh
name
yes,
is.
yeah,
Yeah, you're seeing her do stuff in the background and search for these ninja stars, as you're also seeing them gain new powers and learn more about the super stuff. Like even the hoverboard one showed you the speed ninja star.
that's true.
So you're like, ah, okay, they're not just as much filler as some of them.
Yeah, it's not as bad as like Dino Supercharge was with that.
To be fair, regular Dino Charge was filler. It was like, introduce a ranger, go away. Filler, filler, filler. Introduce a ranger, go away. Filler, filler, filler. And you're like, oh, okay, I can't care about these characters if you're just telling me they're easily disposable.
Yeah.
That
Dad,
doesn't
I found
work.
you. Now go away.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, Dad, I've waited all so long. Literally, it cut to just Ryan Steele just sat there like, really? He stole my gimmick and did this? Do you know what I'd do if I found my dad? Not that!
Yeah, that's about right.
But yeah, it was just
Yeah,
weird. But
it
yeah,
was.
like I said, I'm enjoying the first 9, and I like their new power up where they get I like Red's armor with the little like thing that goes on
Yeah,
top.
yeah, that's really cool looking.
That actually looks pretty cool. The Zords are pretty fun. Now, just before we go into the Zords, I will talk about episode 9 before we go into episode 10. I mean,
Okay.
at the end of episode 9, they have these mysterious people in hoods. Now Jim knows why I left that till the end because they tie into 10.
Yep.
And they voice each other. And you're like, even all episode, I'm like, who the hell are these? And then one of them goes from the future and shows his wrist. I'm like, that looks like a Red Time Force one. Okay, why did none of you have recognizable voices? And in episode 10, the second they power down and speak, they have a normal voice. And you recognize them. And you're like, I think they did something with their voice to try and disguise it.
Yeah. Well,
But
it would.
I make the case they shouldn't have to because they don't know who they are.
True. Well, they knew who Wes was, but
Yeah, but even that, even if they know who Wes is, even if Wes does that and gives him that stuff, literally one day later he comes back and tells them what's going on. What the fuck does it change?
true. I feel like it was because they didn't necessarily know they were going to tell them what was going on. I feel like it was we're traveling cross dimensionally and through time. We need to make sure to preserve the sanctity of what's going on and not interfere with the natural flow of events.
Yeah, Wes is the guy to reserve the timelines.
Hey, he fought an
Wes.
entire army of robots by himself with no powers to preserve the timeline.
He also went back in time where there was a T-Rex and destroyed a hell of a lot of Bush's leaves and shit when he was with oh fuck, what the hell's in Eric when he was trying to get the Q-Rex Zord from the
That is true.
past.
That is also
And
true.
literally, most time travel stuff tell you don't like even Homer knew not to touch anything. That's why in that episode, like Wes came back and was like, "Oh, look, it's raining again. It's donuts fell from the sky."
Exactly.
But seriously, he damaged a lot of stuff, and literally, he got those powers because they went back in time because people were fucking with the timeline. And then he exists and uses them in the past, fucking with the timeline. It's
That
literally
is.
all he does. But yeah, they didn't seem recognizable to me, and I swear their voices were different between 9 and 10.
I
Because
don't
even
doubt
when he
it.
did that and he showed that thing, he spoke. I'm like, is that really Wes? I'm like, you got him there for it. I mean, the next episode when they did that, I'm like, why did his voice sound different last episode?
I'm gonna take a wild guess because they didn't have the actors there to do any recording or anything yet. That episode had to be sent out before they had time. They were ready to film the other one. I'm guessing that's probably why.
Probably. Hell, it might be the same voices. They might just have sounded different when I was listening to it. But because I'm not going to say for 100% they were different. But then we go to episode 10,
Yep.
which this was cool.
Yes, for those of them that don't know, the 10th episode of Super Ninja Steel was also the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers overall episode entitled Dimensions in Danger.
I'm just going to go on record as saying now, extremely disappointed.
Okay.
It wasn't as good as the Legend War,
Okay.
which was only a couple of years ago. One of the fights when they had Tommy v Tommy, and he literally goes between all his suits in the fight, was shit. It was a terrible fight. Literally, Tommy v Tommy White versus Green was better. Or Dino Thunder did it better when he went through all of his stuff.
Truth be told, there's a clip that was put out of the extended version of that fight, and it's actually better. I don't know why they cut it down. I'm hoping that the rumors are true and that there is an extended version of this episode, but we'll see.
To be fair, based on where the fight ends and where it began, I'm guessing it won't be that good. Only because, like, one of the best fights, in my opinion, of the whole series was it Troy in Megaforce?
Yeah, Troy was a Red Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah, Troy in Super Megaforce when he went against Robo Knight. And they went through fucking walls and everything. They destroyed him. He powers up like an anime. He gets a power up and defeats him. I'm like, that's so cool. And this one, I'm like, oh, he's doing the different. I knew he had the different forms. Like, okay, he's gonna go like Dragon Ball Z. It's gonna be like, now I'm gonna bust into my next form, my next form, my next form, and it's gonna be cool. And each form's gonna have power levels. It's gonna be an amazing fight. No, he literally just swaps between them and just beats them up slightly. And I'm like, oh.
And some people actually made the point with that it made even less sense because technically speaking, if we're going by the logic about Power Rangers operates chronologically, he started in Zeo and then went backwards through his powers. So theoretically, he should have been using weaker and weaker powers.
Maybe. As we saw in The Return of the Green Ranger, Green does seem to balance almost the same as White, if not a little stronger than White. But White's gooder. So I'm going to put Green above White. Zeo, we don't know how strong the Zeo one was, because once he went into Turbo, a lot of people kept saying they mixed some of the Zeo into Turbo. Plus Zeo, arguably its powers when he got the crystal was tied to how worthy he is. He's older now, maybe he's less worthy.
That's
Because he's got all
possible.
the other powers.
Maybe. I did absolutely love the Master Morpher concept, though. That was cool.
The concept was good. It looked like shit.
Yeah, I thought it would have been better if the Morpher wasn't permanently open. I think it would have looked better.
I can't wait to see. I'm guessing Bandai is selling this. They've got this on sale.
Not yet. And people are kind of pissed at that. They want it on sale. So far, in relation to that specific episode, the only thing that's been released is they released a figure of the clone Red Ranger with the shoulder pads and shit. The robot Red Rangers. That's the only thing they released from that episode. They only did the red one.
See, I would argue the Master Morpher would be cool.
I agree. I would buy it.
I also argue, although I'm gonna make a slight question, which some people may disagree with. Why didn't Cat have a Master Morpher?
That's something else everybody's asking. Is if we have this concept, why doesn't everybody with multiple power sets have one?
Yeah, I'm just wondering why Cat doesn't have one.
That's a very good question.
You could make the case it's because hers was during the ninja powers, and the coins were destroyed with them.
Right.
But they were before that. Unless those ones have been repaired. I don't know how the fuck this works. There's too many plot holes with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of plot holes with that.
Was one of the Rangers who was brought back, was it Trent?
Yes.
Thought so. He looks different now.
A little bit.
Like I'm gonna say, Wes looks different now. Like Wes is actually, I'm gonna make the comment, is he's actually matured really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna make the case, obviously him, Tommy, and Kat have aged the best out of the aged Rangers.
I agree with that.
In my opinion, maybe one or two of the other ones, but those three really still looked pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
And Wes didn't look older per se; he just looked slightly more chiseled, or whatever you want to call it, or gristled, whatever you want to say,
Yeah.
defined. But yeah, and so I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. It was cool
Yeah.
having them all back, and this seems to be. It seems to, at least with various stuff that's going on, it seems to put the Tommy and Kat had a child together theory back together from that Zeo episode. Because they at least seem to be together. They held hands, which in Power Rangers that you have to be somewhat subtle.
Yeah. And like I said, that's another thing people theorize might be in the extended cut if it exists. Full on
The
confirmed because
childbirth.
no, the fact that
The
just somebody
child
think
comes out with a little tiny master morpher and swaps between like three costumes. I don't think this happens, Jim.
no,
The
but
doctor
just the
spanks
fact
the baby, and you hear the little baby go, "Hiya!" as it attacks the doctor, Jim. That's
yeah,
what you're saying in the extended
no,
edition?
no, I'm not saying that at all. Fuck you. No, I'm just saying there's the theory that perhaps the scene of Tommy and Kat at home might have been cut out, establishing that she was in fact his wife who got taken first, because they didn't explain that it was the replacement Tommy robot that got them. So either that or a scene of the Tommy robot kidnapping Kat might have been cut. So they're not really
Yeah.
sure, but just something, even just a line, something is similar to establishing that they were together. People theorize that there might have been something cut from that as well. Just with how rushed everything seemed in the 30 minutes, people
Yeah.
feel like it was originally longer.
I'm going to make the case it should have been 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But one other thing that slightly bugs me,
Okay.
only slightly, didn't he use the Falcon Zord?
He did. He's some of the Falcon Zord.
How?
Well,
Because when
the
he
ninja.
swapped between his powers, he went Tiger Zord. He
Ah,
went
but here's
White
the
Ranger Tiger, which that's not how that worked.
right. But here's the key thing: when he was fighting Robotommy, yes, but they actually went out of their way. When he switched to the white powers during that fight against the giant guy, all he said was White Ranger power. They did make sure he didn't say Tiger Zord there.
Yeah, but the coin still looked the same.
I know, but I know they didn't use the Falcon coin, which was weird. But
Which I make the case, as a result, from what we've seen, he only has the Tiger powers. How does he summon the Falcon?
I don't know. But in all fairness, in the TV show version, they never really used the Falcon coin as a separate thing. So it's entirely possible that that's in the TV version that it's the same thing. It has access to the Falcon Zord because that's always been kind of well known is that the Ninja Zords and the Zeo Zords should theoretically just be sitting in a Zord base somewhere unused because we never saw either of those sets get destroyed.
Nope. Well, we did see the coins get destroyed for the Ninja
Yes,
one,
yeah, the
which
coins did go.
arguably, because of how Ninja made them, maybe they're linked together.
Could be, except then how does the Falcon Zord exist?
Yeah, as I'm saying, theologically they could have done that, but obviously this one came back.
Yeah. Which I'll admit, I marked out for the Falcon Zord. That's always been like one of my absolute favorite Zords. I marked out for the Falcon Zord.
I would have preferred Dragon Zord.
That would have also been cool.
Dragon Zord just shoot it with the missiles. That would have been so awesome.
I was hoping the Falcon Zord was going to do the wing thing and shoot the wing missiles, and it didn't do it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. But the episode seemed contrived as fuck with the multiverse and he wants to destroy all the universes. And you're
Yeah.
like, he clearly just lost to one universe in this one. He wouldn't have been able to do it. Because not every Ranger ever was there, like the
Yeah.
Legends War. He wouldn't have done it.
Exactly.
So what? Who cares?
Yep. The point was also made that with some of the point cues in this, people feel that they might have been either paying tribute to or ripping off the comic arc, just with the combination of the fact that Draven and Draken are not exactly that dissimilar of a name, and they did literally shatter a dimensional barrier in the sky, which is kind of Draken's entire plan in the comic arc.
Maybe, but like I mentioned, his name's not dissimilar to the Masked Rider villain.
That's true.
And the plan's not dissimilar to Lord Zed in Super Legends, where he just wants to destroy all the timelines.
Not in every timeline.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, why? But it was weird. I'll admit those comics are terrible, but it's a case of this episode was just disappointing. Like everyone just came back, didn't do much, We had a fight, and that was it. I was like, I at least hoped I would be at least partly going and like fanning up during part of it or whatever, but I didn't, not for any of it. Like I said, it's probably because it was so close to the Legends War, where we got every Ranger ever come back. Like as Jim knows, my favorite is Tommy. Seeing him back, even his fight against himself, didn't do anything to me because we've already seen him back 2 years ago,
Yeah,
and it was better.
I don't know.
I mean, I was happy to see Kat come back because I do like Kat, as Jim knows. She is my favorite female ranger.
Yeah,
However, she didn't really do too much, and some of the times when she was speaking, another ranger was doing the stuff on the screen.
mm-hmm.
That bugged me.
Which is fair. I'll be honest, I like this a little bit more than Legend War, if only because there was actually a plot line here that ran through the episode that involved the legendary Rangers versus them just here's a couple of quick cameos and then the fight at the end. In this case, it seemed like they were actually more intricately involved, and I thought that was cool. They went out of their way to write the plot line so that it wasn't just okay, we're showing up because we're obligated to. It's here's a reason what's going on. And yeah, it was very Tommy centric, and I wish they had done more with the others.
To be fair, the Legend was literally foretold through flashes throughout the whole season, so it had more build up ready to it. And they showed up because of that army was literally going to destroy everything.
Hmm.
That army was a bigger threat.
I don't know. I personally still like this one better. One thing I also really liked is that they did get Steve Cardenas in here because they wanted the iconic Red MMPR suit, and they got Steve Cardenas in, which I like because I think that kind of makes up for the fact that he got shafted in Forever Red.
Yep. It was cool seeing him. I know some people probably would have preferred Jason.
Yeah.
He's more iconic for that.
And I know
But,
some people are going to be like, "Oh, JDF got in there and he said they couldn't use Jason. They had to bring in Rocky." It's like, no, they don't have an actual feud like that.
yeah, so it's, who gives a shit about that stuff? But it's a case of like I said, the whole episode though, it just felt meh. Like I've seen fanfics more cohesive than this.
Mm-hmm.
It might be because, like you said, they took it from the comics, which have been voted worst comic arcs going this year. Like worst event went to that.
Yeah, it's possible. Looks like they were trying to tribute the comics, and maybe that hurt the overall episode.
But the whole episode it felt stupid. Like, oh, we're gonna break the dimensional barrier. Okay, by firing 3 well-placed plot arrows into the sky with no real timing, except for it's gonna be when the episode calls for it. Like the length from arrow 1 to 2 is a lot longer than 2 to 3. It was ridiculous. I mean, some people may like that episode, but like I said, I personally just didn't find that cool. Like I'm gonna say Forever Red was done better.
Yeah, Forever Red, I will agree. I think Forever Red is better than this. I will agree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Forever Red was done better than this. Hell, even Once a Ranger was better than this with Thrax, and like Thrax was a better villain than this guy.
I was at Once a Ranger did a bit. I think probably you probably had a better plot going on, but I like it.
Yeah, you had a better villain, a better plot, and it felt kind of cool.
It did, although I give this a credit because I think this one had a better variety of Rangers from across the eras.
Yeah, but to be fair, that one was celebrating the Disney era. We literally just had besides Adam, but like, what was it, like 3-4 years before that? We literally had one celebrating all the Saban seasons before it.
That's true.
It felt right. But I would make the case the one that had the best variety is the Legend War. It's everyone ever.
True, one of the ones whose actors were actually there. It did have a good variety. I will give you that, and that was good. They did that.
Yeah. Well, and that one also did the stuff like it had Crone appear and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool seeing some of them. Like some of these ones, you're just like, really? That's the one they got? Like you mentioned, like Rocky. I like Rocky, but really, Rocky as the Red Ranger? Really? That's what you're going with for this? I can name like 5 other Rangers who are better than this.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's literally famous for not being a good Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Like where's Eric? He's always with Wes. Where the hell was he? Why didn't he show up with? Why wasn't he next to him?
That's a good question.
And one of the people in the hoods is stupid caveman.
Yeah, it's Coda. They needed to get Dino Charge in there. They
They
did
could have
that.
got someone better. We could have got someone better than him. He's literally the worst one because he can't act. Like he even goes, "Yeah, I'm a caveman." Oh, and you're like, this isn't acting. No. And because it's different people, I are doing it now. There's no excuse to say it must be the writing, because
No,
it's 2 seasons or 3 seasons now, and he hasn't acted once.
well, I think this is it's because the idea is that Dakota as a caveman is supposed to be a slightly over the top character, and they did that because his brother's a Blue Ninja Steel Ranger, and everybody wanted to see them on screen together. That's the only reason they did that. Otherwise, it
I
probably would have been Tyler.
I put it to you, I don't care about the family backstage stuff.
Well, that's fair, but a large portion of
Like
our
like
fandom
yeah,
does. So
yeah, but I'm gonna say, like, if I'm watching Batman the animated series, I'm glad they put Mark Hamill as the Joker and not Kevin Conroy's cousin. That's not what makes a good thing. The family connection, it does if they work. Like, for example, like whenever you've seen Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen on screen together, it works because they both act. If you do it like this, it's stupid. It's weird. It's literally like Triple H saying, "Oh, I'm gonna have a match now against my cousin KHH," and the guy can't wrestle. He just happens to be a postman in real life or something. You'd be like, no, at least make it act like the family. Whenever they go, "Oh well, the actors," and this makes it better. No, that's the Power Ranger fandom desperately trying to seem like, "Oh, we're part of this. It's not just a corporation thing," and it makes them look worse. Because I'm sorry, anytime you ask me, like, I'd rather have an actor than I would, a family connection to a different series, or even the same one. I'd rather have a good actor.
well, even acting aside, Coda was a very popular character. I mean, regardless of even if they
Yeah, but to be fair, like you said, the fandom instantly said, "Oh, he's the brother," and started to love him anyway. It's literally the same fandom that whenever someone appears at a convention, they suddenly go up in popularity based on real life stuff and not on character stuff.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that before his brother was ever involved in anything, people liked Coda as a character because they liked that the caveman was a unique character, even if it was a little over the top with the caveman stuff. They liked that he still obviously had a good heart and that they could connect with that.
Yeah, he's literally Cole from Wild Force if he was played slightly dumber. Like, I'd say Cole from Wild Force makes a better caveman than this guy, and I don't like Cole from Wild Force. But yeah, it was just weird that's these some of the choices they did for this, and like I said, the plot it was too plot convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, I really didn't like this 25th anniversary. I wanted to. That's why I mentioned to Jim, "Hey, let's do this before I even watch the episode."
Yeah,
But so far, my favorite episode this season's been the first one.
that's fair.
I also feel the anniversary episode did one thing I don't like when they do it with some of the crossover stuff.
Okay.
Like, I argue, like, the Legends War did it right, Forever Red did it right. I'm even gonna say Once a Ranger kind of did it right. You need to highlight the new cast a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Most of this was, "Oh, look at all the stuff the old people can do."
Mm-hmm.
And even some of them, like, before anyone mentions, "Oh, well, this one had Tommy in it," so did Forever Red. You still had, like, "Good job, rookie," and Cole literally blowing up Serpentera on a bike and seeming cool.
Yeah.
Like, he seemed like he was belonged with the other Red Rangers. That's cool. The new ones, they were just sort of stumbling around as the Rangers found their friends, and we're like, "Oh, this guy. Oh, this guy. Let's fight." And you're like, "Okay, you're not showing us why you should care about this team. You're
Yeah.
making this team look worse." But that's a nitpick. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how, if Jim feels they highlighted the new team enough.
You're not the first.
Even the final arrow, I argue shouldn't have been the Falcons Sword as much as I like Tommy,
Mhm.
because that's like the Serpentera moment. It should have been one of the new. It should have been the new team.
I could have seen that. I was very surprised they didn't summon their Megazord. But yeah, that would have made a lot more sense if it was the new team. Like if the Blue Ranger had summoned his Dragon Sword or something, and then Tommy could have made a comment about it.
Yep. Because I will say I do like the new Zord, but he's in like I mentioned that little cockpit. I love that. It's the first Megazord toy in God knows how many since I was a kid that I've almost bought.
See, I didn't really like that cockpit seat thing. I just always thought it looked weird.
It does, but I argue after so many, it's a generic looking robot. A little tiny guy in a like a battle suit. It looks cool.
That's true.
He's in like an exosuit. I like that. But
It does
yeah,
look like
you
an
guys.
exosuit.
But what were you saying about the highlighting the new people?
Oh yeah, no, you're not the first person I heard mention that, and I do agree. The Ninja Steel team did get a little bit shafted. I think the problem is they were trying to push the concept that uh, basically more Draven was like at a level of threat that was above the new team that they weren't ready to handle yet, and the older team had to do it. But all that did was make the newer team look weak.
Yeah, it's a threat above the new team, which means the new team's below Rocky as Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Rocky as Red Ranger, who's like I said, he's famous for not doing anything as Red Ranger. He's just there. He
Yeah,
was he
pretty
was
much.
great as Blue. I loved him in Zeo.
Mm.
Hell, I even enjoyed him in MMPR as a character. He just didn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's better than all of these ones, and they've just got their superpowers like 9 episodes ago.
Yeah, that you would have thought they would have done more to help fight off Draven at the end there, rather than just we're gonna pull out our laser guns and shoot him.
Hell, I even argue it didn't have to be fighting arrows into the sky. He could have had a weapon or something, and the Rangers could have used one of their new weapons to destroy the weapon instead
That
of
would have worked.
arrows in the sky. But I don't know. Yeah, the Ninja Steel team was completely like it was weird.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the first episode, and some of the episodes in between going to number 10 have been good.
Yep.
I will say, if I was just to rate number 10, I'd give it 2 thumbs down. I
Okay.
was I was entirely disappointed by that whole episode.
Mm.
But all the other ones are pretty good. Like so far for the 10 episodes, I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna give it 1 thumb up
Okay.
because the first 9 leading up to that one were pretty good. That was just a really poor 25th. Like it feels like it was so rushed, as you mentioned, and so contained in one episode, and not enough focus was on what it should have been, which is the new stuff. That it was basically Saban going, "Oh God, yeah, it's 25th anniversary. Quick, let's just blow our load." So, like, basically jerking off to how great we've been for 25 years. And you're like, that's great. But at the end of the day, if the MMPR team had looked like shit instantly from the get, like the new team did in this, you wouldn't have made it 25 years.
Yeah.
You need to celebrate the new and the old. That's the purpose of these. Like the Legends War was so good for that. Like I love that they said no, even though it's weaker, we're still going to go Mega Force because we want to join in, and they competed with them, and they were fighting the whole time, and the whole story revolved around the Mega Force team and the Legends, and that's cool.
Yeah.
This revolved around the Legends and 6 teenagers who hung around to try and look for their friends. I don't know, like one of them could have literally been playing Pokemon Go the whole time and no one would have noticed.
Yeah, yeah.
But how would you rate it, Jim?
Um,
And you can do that episode and the full 10 if you want to, like I did.
yeah, I would say if I was gonna give the anniversary, I'd throw it about an 80. I think it was good, but I don't think it was forever red good. I think they've done better anniversaries before, but I applaud them for at least trying and bringing back a good variety of Ranger actors from across the spectrum. And I do really love that Master Morpher. That's really cool, and I want one. Um, although the design could have been improved slightly. Uh, Overall, for the whole 10 episodes, I think it's still pretty good. I mean, maybe an 85 overall for the whole 10. I think the episodes are good. I like that Sludge came back in the beginning and they established Madame Odious, whom I've always liked as a villain better than I liked Galvanax last season. So I like that she's kind of in charge now. I think she's more effective as a villain. And I think they've done a generally good job so far with the episodes of developing the Rangers a little more, setting up the superpowers, bringing in the Galactic Ninjas and getting that storyline going. So I think they've done a good job.
Yep. I'm also going to make a weird case that not many people would probably agree with.
Okay.
if they're not going to make a toy of the Master Morpher, and it's literally moving over to a different people, the new ones might, but that was clearly not the intention of Bandai. They shouldn't have done that. Instead, what they probably should have done is use the Super Mega Force Morpher. Tommy's now got one of them, and it only has his own keys, so to transform into his different costumes.
That would actually have made a lot of sense.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's like, oh, okay, so he's got one of. Oh, okay, and he's only got his own keys. He doesn't have any of the other ones, so you're not making him a Mega Force Ranger. That's cool. I like that. But yeah, they were my thoughts anyway, and they were Jim's as well.
Yep.
Leave us a comment below about what you think about the 10 episodes and the anniversary 1 episode.
Speaking of the Morpher, I will add one thing. I kind of understand the reason why you could say why, but I was a little disappointed that Tommy didn't use Red Turbo at any point.
Yeah, he doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, I think he feels that he passed that on to
He literally passed it on. All the others, I don't think he never passed to anyone. That's why even when he's in an unconscious state and hallucinating about his own powers, he doesn't have them.
True, but then which was fine, except it was weird that Kat did.
True, but she might have gotten back.
Maybe.
She was in the Legends War because they had the teams, if you remember, and they replaced certain ones. Tommy wasn't in that. Maybe she got him back when the pink one from that was in space.
Maybe.
It's the only way I can explain that shit. Yeah. One other thing I'm going to mention for this episode, I will say for the anniversary episode, one thing I will say, which I loved, which we didn't mention, there's no silver trim.
No, there wasn't.
Which now makes it weird, because what happened to it, and I want to know why he had the silver trim or why he lost it. Like, I'd argue the silver trim existed because he's got his powers back and he had the white one and maybe they were bleeding together or something. I don't know. But now he just doesn't have it. He showed up, literally, he had it in the last crossover and now he doesn't.
Yeah. I like that somebody had a theory that that the trim was meant to represent that Tommy had purified the green powers of Rhea's influence and that how he was using them now, but that doesn't make sense now. They showed him without it again.
Yep, he's not pure anymore.
Yeah.
Unless, can't believe I'm going to say this, unless that would be true. But that also involves the original morpher, and since he's using a new morpher, it'll only take its original state.
That's good. That's not bad.
However, that new morpher, yeah, like I said, I didn't like that morpher. The look of it looked weird, and literally, the thing on it when it changed was all CGI.
It was.
That's probably why they didn't make a toy of that, because there's nothing physical there. You'd just be selling a blank toy.
Well, they could have done something where it had like a thing where you could like put the little coin symbol in or something.
Yeah, it would have made more sense if it was that, or even if it was like a wrist thing where you press a button and it says Green Ranger, Red Ranger, White Ranger, and you could sell that. But it's weird that how they did. Like, it's also weird that, because why does this exist? I argue, why does the Master Morpher exist when he's not had it previously during the Legends War? So he must have made it somehow between these.
Yeah.
And you weren't making a toy of it, so there's no real world logic for why this exists.
But then again, we never saw him actually morph in the Legendary War. All we saw was him in the green suit at the end to take the helmet off, and he was using Saba earlier when he saved that kid from a car. So it's entirely possible he had it, we just didn't see it.
It's possible, but like I said, we didn't see it at all, and he had the silver trim.
That's true, he had the silver trim.
Silver trim, bitch. But no, I don't even know. It's weird I had to celebrate that. Yeah, they got rid of the silver trim.
Yes.
Which means, the only reason I'm giving that props is that means Saban has literally made a new helmet.
Yeah.
Although, arguably, did he? Because I know for a fact JDF has Green Ranger costumes and helmets and stuff. He could have just brought his own helmet and was like, no, I want to use this. It's got no green trim.
He might have.
But yeah, like I said, leave a comment below, and these were our thoughts. And stay tuned tomorrow. We have videos tomorrow over on a different channel. We have Spider-Man.
Yep.
And Sunday we have Hell in a Cell on this channel, and I want to say Descendants. No, PlayStation Plus.
Right. Yes. Plus before the pay-per-view.
Yep. Peace.
Bye.